I have ranked many things in Project Zomboid, from armor to weapons to traits and occupations, but today I am ranking the top 20 most popular mods of all time for Project Zomboid. I'm making sure that all of these mods are compatible with the build 41, so if you want to play with them and you haven't done that yet, you can do so now. Also, no ranking can be fully objective, so some of these choices will be because maybe I like them more than the other. And I'm sure you will disagree with some of my choices, so let me know in the comments what you agree on and what you disagree on. Now, before we begin, there's two mods from the top 20 that I have omitted. Those are mod options and Tsar's common library. Those two just enable other mods to do their thing, and I don't really think they should be ranked with all of these over here. Also, all of these mods are S++ tier mods when it comes to all of the other Project Zomboid mods, right? These are all amazing, but we have to rank them. So some of these amazing mods are going to be S tier, some of these amazing mods might be F tier. It's just the way the ranking works. So now let's begin. First on the list we have better sorting. This one basically overhauls the naming of some of the items in the game. Previously, most of the items in the game were classified as items. Who would have guessed? Now they are classified as, let's say, crafting or tools or cooking or medical or many things that are going to make it easier for you to sort your inventory, for you to sort your storage, and I know a lot of people love that. I usually don't go fully into details of sorting my base that nicely, so I don't really mind this. I don't really care about this mod that much, but I recognize it is a great mod. We're gonna put it out here in the middle of the tier list into B. Next we have weapon condition indicator. This is a really great mod that basically shows you the health or durability of your weapons and items that you have equipped on your hotbar, and also whatever you're holding in your main hand. So basically, if you don't know when it's gonna break, this is gonna basically at a glance show you, oh, this is really going low durability, maybe I should replace it, maybe I should save it for something else. It can also show you the ammo count, or let's say battery if you have that attached to your belt. It also allows you to configure it, so if you don't like the colors you can change that. And what I really like is when your character falls and they might have dropped their weapon, it above their heads, it actually shows a notification. Oh, you dropped your weapon, so you don't miss that. Anyway, I think this is a great mod. Everybody should have it. S tier. Next on the list we have Mod Manager, another amazing mod. Basically it allows you to look through all of the mods that you have installed, and you can search them, you can order them, you can load them from a specific save if you want to do that, you can save specific loadouts, you can manage the mods and how they are positioned. And it's just amazing. If you're using mods in any way, more than let's say 5 mods, you really want this. You know, it's gonna tell you when some of the mods are outdated and you should grab them again and re-download them or something like that. It's amazing. You should have it. It's S tier. Next on the list is just throw them out the window. I was surprised to see this one so high in popularity list. Basically all it does is it allows you to throw zombie corpses out of the window, or maybe over a fence if you want to do that. And I realized this can be kind of useful to clear the upper stories of your base. But let's be real, how many times are you gonna have, like, I don't know, a group of zombies come to the top of your base, so you would have to throw them out the window? I don't think this mod, compared to a lot of other mods over here, gives you that much. So unfortunately, this one goes to the bottom of the list into F tier. Next on the list, we have minimal display bars. Basically gives you a bunch of bars on your screen that you can configure and change however you like. It's gonna show you your stats and your needs, so basically your health. It's gonna show your endurance. You can configure it so it shows your hunger, your thirst level, everything like that. It kinda removes the need to rely on moodles, and it gives you the exact control of your characters. You can see exactly when he's gonna reach a threshold, let's say for hunger or something like that. Of course, it also helps if you can see your health bar easily. You don't need to toggle on the health menu. And while I understand why a lot of people really like this, because it gives you more control of your character, I think it kinda loses the you know, kind of that survival spark of not really knowing exactly what's going on with your character. You know, this makes it more of a game rather than it being realistic when you don't know exactly, oh, he's gonna get hungry right now, he's gonna get thirsty right now. You know, with this one, you know exactly when it's gonna happen. And I realized that is fine. For a lot of people, that is great. I personally don't really like playing with these. Apparently, it's also slightly outdated. It hasn't been updated since last year, but still it works with the, I believe, with the new build, so it should be fine. Anyway, we're gonna put it out here in the middle of the pack into B tier. Next, we have expanded helicopter events. These are great. Basically removes the basic vanilla helicopter event and replaces with like dynamic set of events that can happen throughout the whole game, not just once. And it adds a lot of new helicopters, like you have police helicopters, military helicopters, you have news helicopters, and each of them do something different. Some of the helicopters might crash on the ground and you can go and loot them. It's gonna make a lot of noise as well. Some helicopters might shoot at zombies. They also might shoot at you. You can actually hide from these helicopters, like in vanilla. You can't, because they will know you're inside of that house. In this one, you can go in the house and hide from the helicopter and just gonna leave. So lots of great stuff. You have jets passing overhead and it's gonna make a lot of noise. There's gonna be bombing rounds and runs and sirens blaring and all kinds of crazy stuff. It makes this like an amazing addition to the game. We're gonna put it out here into A tier. Next, we have extra map symbols, basically giving you a variety of new symbols to add to your map. So if you want to mark things in your map, you can do that. I like them. I personally don't use the symbols as much because I either remember a lot of what I've done or I have forgotten to actually mark it and then forget about it. So yeah, but this gives you more options for your symbols. It doesn't really change the game much. It just gives you more options, and we all like more options. We're gonna put it out here into C tier. Next on the list, we have AutoTsar trailers. This is the mod that is responsible that we actually have trailers now in vanilla game, because it, you know, made them so awesome. So it adds a bunch of trailers, like a camper trailer where you can sleep in. It also has a fridge and a stove. You have like a full-on generator trailer. You have a fuel tank trailer, and some trailers that has quite a lot of carrying capacity. It's really cool, but since, you know, the trailers have been added to the base game, it doesn't add as much anymore, but it adds some extra, it adds some variety, so for that, it's definitely great. I'm gonna put it out here into C tier. Next, we have two Britas mods. First is the Britas armor pack, because looks matter. Even in a survival game, the most important thing is that you look good, not that you survive. Basically adds a whole ton of new armor and clothing for, let's say, police types and military types and firefighter types. Crazy amount of new stuff. Really lots of items that look extremely cool and are also very powerful. That is one complaint that I have about Britas armor pack, is that you can get really powerful loot, really powerful gear very fast. And especially with backpacks, you will never really care about backpacks because you'll be getting some really strong backpacks very early on. Just go somewhere near where there's, let's say, a police station or especially military camps, and you'll get some amazing stuff. That is my only issue with it, but otherwise it's a great mod. It definitely belongs up here into A tier. And then we have Britas weapon pack, which adds an insane amount of guns and various firearms to the game. It makes the gunplay so amazing, much better than it is in vanilla or pretty much with any other firearm builds and mods. It really makes it great, but it can be slightly OP because you'll be finding so many great guns that you can just mow down zombies with. If you watched any of my recent playthroughs, like the Raven Creek one where we killed like 5,000 zombies or more very easily with just guns, it's actually very powerful, especially with suppressors. So if you add suppressors to all of your guns, yeah, it can be very powerful. But otherwise, it is also extremely and utterly fun. It also requires the Arsenal 26 gunfighter mod that is among these top, I don't know, 20 or 25 maybe mods out here. But since these two kind of have to be together, I'm gonna just include it over here. It's also a great mod. It gives you a lot of hotkeys for your firearms and jamming and lights and all that things that you can have on these. And it's also a great mod that shows you ammo count if you want to. So great. Britas are a weapon pack, also great. I'm gonna put it above the armor pack. In my opinion, it's just amazing. Next on this we have has been read. Basically this gives you icons on books and magazines when you loot them that shows you, hey, you have not read this one yet, hey, you have just partially read this one. It can be useful if you don't remember which ones you haven't read or have yet, but let's be real, the main issue that we usually have is, do I have this book stored somewhere? And maybe it's like a level 5 book, and you're only at, let's say, level 2 in that skill. You probably haven't read it yet, so you can't really know if it's there or if it's not there. But that being said, it is a decently useful mod, but nothing too crazy. We're gonna put it out here and just see it here. Next we have True Actions, Act 2, Lying. This is basically gives you the ability to lie on beds and sofas and other things, and also sit on chairs and sofas and places like that, which is great for role-playing, especially in multiplayer, but otherwise not so much. I use this sometimes for maybe more like cinematic entrance and such, but let's be real, it's not that amazing, especially compared to all of these other mods. We're gonna put it out here into F tier. Next one is a mouthful, and please forgive me because I have to read it. It's 92 AM General M998 plus M101A3 cargo trailer. Yes, it's basically a big old Humvee that is added to the game that is fully animated. It looks incredible. It looks really cool, and doors and trunk lid and hood and windows have all been animated. You can actually see your character inside. It is really, really cool and amazing. It's also a very powerful truck that you can customize with your own stuff. And of course the trailer, then it can be attached to it, and it's great. I'll be real, I was surprised to see a vehicle among the top 20, you know, just one vehicle with one trailer, but it is really well done, and I can understand why it is up there. And I have been actually using this one for ages, so I'm gonna put it right nicely up here into B tier. It's a great mod. Next we have the only map mod over here amongst these ones. It is of course Raven Creek. I personally in my recent video have ranked it amongst the best of all the map mods out there. It is great. I love it. I have played in it multiple series and always enjoyed it. It's just amazing. It's a huge city. It was the city before Louisville existed. You know, it was the city survival thing. It's got some really huge cool places. It's got various zones of various difficulty. If you want to survive, you know, on the edges, it's going to be easier. Of course, deep into the city, it's going to be much harder, but there's, you know, more cool stuff and more cool and good loot inside deep in the city. It's really cool. There's so many hidden secrets, so many hidden gems in Raven Creek that you can, you know, you can play through it many times and you'll still find something new and cool and exciting. So it is really amazing mod that deserves to be out here, the best mods. I'm gonna put it out here into S tier. Next we have fluffy hair, because once again, looks matter even in the zombie apocalypse. Basically it shows hair with any of the hats that you have equipped. So basically in vanilla, if you put a hat on it, it's gonna probably either turn your hair into like a ponytail or just like weird flat hair. But with these, you know, it's gonna keep its original shape. So looks matter. It's important. We're gonna put it out here into B tier. Next we have the PZ Clothing UI mod. Basically it gives you an extra small UI which shows you all the clothing you have equipped on your character. It is nicely stacked. You know, you have like head and body and legs and hands and all that stuff is nicely there. It is also configurable, so you can see exactly what you have where and what you might want to find to equip or what you might want to replace. It is another like really quality of life mod that just gives you more options to see exactly at a glance what's going on with your character, and I like it. We're gonna put it out here in the middle into B tier. Next is one that I was surprised to see over here. It is called Skill Recovery Journal. Basically this is like having a quick save for your game. It is quite useful for multiplayer if your character can die from some stupid bugs, if you have maybe a lot of mods on your server that might not all work that well, and you know, something like bugs out and you die. It has happened in the past, of course, to pretty much everybody, and that's understandable. But otherwise, I think it kind of ruins the whole, you know, permadeath thing that Project Zomboid has going on. Basically, what this mod does is you have to use a pencil to write your own journal, and that saves your XP. And when you die, you can go and recover that journal and then get all the XP back, so you get your skills back to where they were. I don't like that. I'm sorry. It's just, you know, Project Zomboid, it's all about that permadeath. You die, your character is lost, everything is lost. You might be able to, if you play in the same save, go back, recover the gear and stuff that he had, but you know, skills are lost. And I think that is one of the charms of Project Zomboid, the permadeath thing. But this is the way to avoid it. I think it doesn't do that much to the game that some other mods do. I'm gonna put it out here into, let's say, F tier. Next, we have more description for trades. Basically, it does what it says it does on the lid. In vanilla, a lot of trades have pretty vague descriptions, so you don't really know exactly what's going on, or you imagine something's going on, but it doesn't actually do that. This one gives you clear description of exactly what each trade does. You know, it gives you the percentages and everything. Some, maybe even the unnecessary ones that you don't really need or care to know, but it is great if you don't quite know what is going on with a certain trade, what it's gonna do for your build. This is gonna definitely show you what it's gonna do. It's a decent mod, I kinda like it. We're gonna put it out here into C tier. Next on the list, we have basements. You can build underground basements and hide from zombies in there. Just beware when you get out, they might be waiting for you. This basically adds basements in 3 different sizes, and there's lots and lots of locations on the map where you could find them. And of course, if you read the book, you can build them yourselves. You can't deconstruct them, but that doesn't really matter. And again, you can hide from zombies in there. They can't actually enter this. Now, that being said, well, this is amazing. In build 42, the vanilla is gonna have their own basement. So by that time, this mod might, you know, not be needed anymore. But still, right now, if you want to play with basements, it's pretty amazing. I'm gonna put it out here into A tier. Last but not least, we have the map legend UI. Basically, on your map, it's gonna give you an extra legend that shows you the colors and what they represent for each building. So you can see, oh, this is blue building on the map, what is gonna be? This green building, what it's gonna be? It is great for colorblind people like me, or people who never really remember exactly what color goes with what. I know it's been almost a year since we got the map update, but still, I also don't remember that much. Anyway, it's a really cool small mod, and I'm gonna put it out here in the C tier with the other map mod, and that concludes the ranking. Please let me know what you think about this. I'm sure you will disagree with a lot of what I said, and also you might agree with some what I said. Just let me know in the comments what you think, and if you haven't seen my other rankings, you know, there's a link up there, there's links down below. Click some and check some. Thank you for watching.